Our first baby was born then August 24th, 1944, and that was David Hansen, a precious young, precious, beautiful baby. I just was so thankful for this gift from God that was given to us. And he weighed 9 pounds and 5 ounces. I thought it was going to be the end of me, but the Lord gave me strength.
Well, that was overwhelming, you know, to think about the wonderful gift of the Lord that He brought us a wonderful son, and David, and we just thought it was just the sun was shining on him, you know, completely, you know, every day. It was just really wonderful.
Then in July 23rd, 1946, Stephen Hansen was born, our second baby boy. And of course, I kind of thought I wished for a girl, but when I saw my baby, I wouldn't trade him for any girl. And then the third baby was Donald Edward, and he was born November 8th, 1947. And he weighed 10.5 pounds, and Stephen weighed 9 pounds. So they said at the hospital that he came in a steamer trunk.
They learned to do a lot of work and to do it efficiently. And I always told them, I said, any job that is worth doing well. And we had a lot of things we'd done together. We built a mini bike, you know.
When Steve and Donnie, sometimes I thought, wow, don't you boys love one another? And then I'd find, wow, I believe they do. They're going across the yard with their arms around one another. So they just have different ways of showing they love one another during the growing up years. And David, too, they really loved their brother. Well, Stephen really recognized that he needed to sleep, go to bed early and sleep. But Donnie thought, can't shut my eyes, I might miss out on something. And so they played a lot together.
Well, I think Stephen was more or less from day one, you know, he and even down the grades, why the teacher wanted to know if any, you know, what their desire to be, you know. And he was, at one time, he was the only boy in the class that said he was going to be a farmer.
And Donnie, I don't know, you know him, he likes cars, and would love to work on cars, take them all apart and work on cars, and really make them come forth as a beauty like the showroom.
And Donnie went to Highway Commission, and we thought, boy, he had a lot of talent in drawing, and did a lot of things like that he was real efficient in that, and he drew all the bridge designs for all the interstates, overpasses and everything. In 3.5 years down there in the DOT, why he decided he wanted to get out from under the roof. So he wanted to be outdoors. So he come out, and then he joined Steve and I in the farming.
But David went off to college, you know, at Augustana College at Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I cried all the way up and all the way back because our first boy was going to go so far.
That fall he came home, he stayed home, and he plowed, did our fall plowing that fall, and he plowed till, I don't know what time it was that night, and he just finished that field.
They ate, and then he hopped in with 3 other fellows to the car that was new to this person, and they rode around, and then they went east of Story City a little bit past the park, and it was December 6th. No, it was on a Friday night before December 6th, and they came back, and the driver lost control of his car, and it wrapped the tree there just by the park. It'd be just north of where the football field is now. The officer came to our home, and we went down to the hospital right away, and David was conscious, And we were so thankful his life was spared. And he was very quiet. And I said, the Lord has really spared your life, David, for a purpose. But you see, his brain began to swell, and he lost consciousness, and he died Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Oh, I was so beside myself, I just left the room, and after a while I thought, well, where is Father? And I went back, and he was standing. He was standing there by David, thanking the Lord for David.
It was a real struggle for me because we was daring, and every morning, you know, I'd go to the stairway and holler up, you know, and it's time, milking time, you know, and get up, you know, and you know, I just went to the stairway, you know, and just every time I just choke when I'd get to the stairway.
And our boy left this life at the age of 20. But the Lord has healed my broken heart. And in everything give thanks, not for everything, but in everything give thanks. So thank you, Lord, for the years he was lent, for the privilege to do for him, for the joy he brought us.
When I went out to till that field that spring, it was a real battle for me to turn that soil that he had labored so much to finish before he parted. Our ways are not God's ways, and so that we know that he does all things well, and we can trust him. He's faithful and never has failed one promise, so we can just know that he does what is best for us, even though we can't sometimes understand.
You know, I kind of wished for a girl, but the Lord gave me boys. And I know the Lord doesn't make any mistakes. So when Stephen brought Mary home, he said, "This is Mary Jane." And I said, that must have been the Mary I was supposed to have. That's close enough. Donnie, he was blessed with Cindy, and we're very thankful. I really believe that those two women were born for our son, and I'm really thankful for that. And they've been wonderful wives, homemakers, and mothers, and blessed with children, 6 and 4 children, and those 10 children were like 10 brothers and sisters.
We had a privilege of, including yourself, you know, to travel to good things in the summer times, you know, go on a trip, you know, and really it was just delightful. Something that, you know, that just made up for so many things that negative things that we think about, you know, a lot of times. And it was just a bonus, real bonus in our life.
And now I have more granddaughters than grandsons. That's very interesting that I should get my girls. And when I first got my girls in babies, wow, I had more fun shopping for them. And I said, if they're going to get something from me, it'll have to be pink and with ruffles on it. And somebody said, have your fun, lady. They may not always appreciate your lace and ruffles. Wow, we can love them and enjoy them and spoil them, send them home.
We knew why we felt that way, because we had more time to spend with them. See, and you know, we were so busy when we had our own that sometimes we had abused the opportunities. You know, we trampled on opportunities. And when we, you know, grandparents say, yeah, got more time on their hands and they can enjoy a lot of the things that mean so much. We bought the house when we never even thought of moving. And that was a kind of a surprise to us. We'd driven by this home here for years and admired it and thought, wow, you know, I thought that was the model in Roland.
I am so thankful for this home, and so is Don, that I tell him this is the best place in town. I wouldn't move any place else. This is the best place. I'm so thankful for our home, and so is Don. We have each other. We're here together. Well, I just love quips, Eric. You know, I've collected them for 30 years. Of course, I have two fun things about telling a new groom that the way to save money is to have deep pockets and short arms. Also, I said, women like to shop and men get a charge out of it. So that's two things that I love to tell a new bride and groom.
A man who chooses a wife does a good thing, for she is a gift from the Lord.
Well, my mom and I one time had only one argument, and that was who got the best guy. She thought she did, and I knew I did. That's not too bad to have that kind of an argument or disagreement, is it? And I am so thankful for my husband. He's treated me like a bride and calls me his bride. And I'm very thankful. I feel unworthy, but I am grateful